Most people believe trust is something you ask for, or something you demand with titles, words, or promises. That belief is comfortable. It removes responsibility. It says, if they don't trust me, it's their fault. But that belief is wrong. Trust is not requested. It is observed. People do not decide to trust you because you explained yourself well. They trust you because day after day, you showed them who you are without announcing it. You may think success comes from being impressive, from speaking loudly, from proving intelligence, from showing strength. But real success grows from something quieter. It grows from being predictable in the best way, from being steady when no one is watching, from being the same person on easy days and difficult ones. Not this need to be admired, but this commitment to be reliable. Ask yourself this. When you think of someone you trust deeply, what made that trust grow? Was it a speech they gave? Was it a promise they made? Or was it how they behaved when there was nothing to gain? Trust is built in small moments, ordinary moments, moments that seem too small to matter. But those moments are everything. There is invisible work behind real success, the kind of work no one applauds, the kind no one posts about. Imagine an old bridge standing firm over a river. You admire it from above. You see the surface. But the real strength is below the waterline. Deep foundations, hidden pillars, reinforced supports. That is where trust lives. Below the surface of your words, beneath your image, in the structure of your daily conduct. People are always watching, even when they appear distracted. They notice how you listen. They notice whether you finish what you start. They notice how you speak about others when those people are not present. They notice how you handle delays, mistakes, and inconvenience. You may think these moments are invisible. They are not. They are silent signals, and those signals decide whether people feel safe with you. Preparation always meets opportunity. This is not luck. It is law. The opportunity to be trusted does not arrive with a loud announcement. It appears quietly, in a decision to tell the truth when a small lie would be easier, in a choice to arrive prepared when you could improvise, in a moment when you could blame someone else but choose responsibility instead. These are opportunities, and preparation means having already decided who you are before the moment arrives. You do not rise to the level of your intentions. You fall to the level of your habits. If your habit is to cut corners, trust will never land on you for long. If your habit is to do what you said you would do, even when it is inconvenient, trust will settle around you naturally, not because you asked for it, but because you earned it. Pressure reveals character patterns. It does not create them. It exposes them. When time is short, when stakes are high, when emotions rise, people stop performing. They return to their default self. Think of the colleague who stays calm during a crisis. Not dramatic, not loud, simply clear, simply focused. You may not remember their exact words, but you remember how they made you feel. Safe. Or think of the person who becomes defensive when challenged, who explains instead of listening, who rushes to protect their image. Under pressure, their pattern speaks louder than any promise they have ever made. In families, the same law applies. A parent who keeps their word in small things builds a quiet authority. A parent who says one thing and does another teaches confusion. Children learn trusts not from lectures, but from consistency. Adults are no different. We're just better at hiding our disappointment when trust is broken. Focus is fragile, and focus is visible. When you give someone your full attention, you send a powerful message without words. You say, "You matter right now." Distraction sends the opposite message. Not this scattered presence, but this deliberate attention. Protect your focus like something precious, because it is. Every time you listen without interrupting, every time you resist the urge to check something else, you are depositing trust. Ask yourself how often you are physically present but mentally absent. How often your eyes are on someone but your mind is elsewhere. People feel this immediately. You cannot hide it. Trust weakens in these moments, not because you intended harm, but because attention is the currency of respect. Spend it wisely. Growth follows a sequence. Always learn, apply, evaluate, correct, persist. Skip a step and trust erodes. Learning without application creates talkers. Application without evaluation creates repetition of mistakes. Evaluation without correction creates awareness with no progress. Correction without persistence creates inconsistency. Trust grows when people see you moving through the full sequence again and again, day after day. You do not need to be perfect. You need to be correctable. People trust those who adjust without drama, who say, "I see it now," who change behavior quietly, not with apologies that seek comfort, but with actions that show learning has taken place. This is rare, and because it is rare, it is powerful. Discipline is stronger than motivation. Motivation comes and goes. It depends on mood, energy, and circumstance. Discipline is quieter. It does not ask how you feel. It asks what is required. Systems beat moods every time. If your system is to prepare the night before, you will be prepared even on tired mornings. If your system is to review your commitments daily, you will not forget what matters when pressure rises. People trust those who are governed by principles, not emotions. Not this emotional reaction, but that measured response. When you are steady, others can relax. When you are unpredictable, others stay guarded. Trust cannot grow in unstable ground. Strategic patience is misunderstood. Many think patience means waiting without action. That is not patience, that is avoidance. Real patience is active. It is working steadily while allowing time to do its part. It is understanding seasons. Some seasons are for planting. Some are for growing roots. Some are for harvest. If you try to harvest too early, you destroy trust. People sense desperation. They feel pushed. Long-view thinking changes how you behave today. You stop chasing quick approval. You stop forcing outcomes. You invest in reputation the way a farmer invests in soil. Slowly, intentionally, with respect for time. Trust grows best when it is not rushed. Feedback is a gift most people say they want and secretly resist. But quiet self-measurement is the mark of someone trustworthy. Ask yourself regularly where you fell short, not with harshness, with honesty. Where did you interrupt? Where did you delay? Where did you avoid a difficult conversation? Then correct quietly. No announcement, no performance, just refinement. People trust those who correct course without needing to be exposed, who do not wait for embarrassment to trigger change. This self-guidance creates a sense of safety around you. Others feel they do not need to manage you, and that feeling is rare. Momentum is built slowly, almost invisibly. One kept promise does not change. Much, 10 do. One calm response does not define you. 100 do. Progress compounds. Small behaviors repeated become reputation. Reputation repeated becomes identity. An identity attracts trust without effort. Day after day, you arrive prepared. Day after day, you listen fully. Day after day, you act with restraint. At first, no one says anything. Then one day, someone leans toward you instead of away. Someone shares something important. Someone gives you responsibility without explanation. That is momentum. And once it starts, it is hard to stop. Breakthrough is not a moment, it is a way of living. There is no loud arrival, no sudden applause. There is a quiet shift. People begin to rely on you. They stop questioning your intent. They relax in your presence. You notice conversations deepen. Decisions come easier. Not because you demanded trust, but because your daily behavior made. Trust the logical conclusion. This is not about technique. It is about alignment. When your inner standards match your outer behavior, people feel it. When your words and actions move together, people relax. When you stop trying to manage impressions and start managing conduct, trust follows you naturally. Ask yourself what you do daily that signals reliability. Not occasionally, daily. Trust is not built in intense moments. It is built in ordinary routines, in how you speak when tired, in how you respond when misunderstood, in how you treat those who can do nothing for you. Do not underestimate the power of calm consistency. In a noisy world, it stands out. In a rushed world, it reassures. In a distracted world, it anchors. This is the daily work, quiet, uncelebrated, effective. And as you continue this way, something important happens inside you. You stop needing approval. You stop rushing explanations. You stop defending every choice. You become grounded. That inner stability is felt by others before it is understood. Trust begins there, inside you, and it spreads outward, naturally, inevitably, through the simple discipline of how you live each day. When you live this way long enough, you notice another quiet change. You begin to trust yourself more. and that is where everything truly starts. A person who does not trust themselves cannot hold the trust of others for long. Self-trust is built the same way, by keeping promises you make in private, by doing what you said you would do, even when no one will ever know. Ask yourself how often you break small agreements with yourself. You plan to prepare, then rush. You plan to listen, then interrupt. You plan to rest, then exhaust yourself. Each time this happens, something inside weakens, not dramatically, gradually. And when self-trust weakens, you unconsciously seek reassurance from others. You explain too much. You justify too often. You push for acceptance. People feel this. They may not name it, but they sense imbalance. Not this in a negotiation, but that in an agreement. When you decide once and follow through, your presence changes. Your voice slows. Your movements become deliberate. You no longer need to convince. Trust grows because your behavior is no longer split. Many people think trust comes from being liked. It does not. Liking is emotional. Trust is structural. You may like someone who is charming and entertaining, but you trust someone who is steady and clear. You should trust the one who does not shift their values to match the room. The one who does not disappear when things become uncomfortable. Discomfort is an important teacher. When a difficult conversation arises, your response matters more than the outcome. Do you lean in or pull away? Do you listen or prepare your defense? Do you stay respectful when you disagree? These moments shape how others see you, not as perfect, but as safe. Safety is the foundation of trust. Emotional safety, mental safety. Even silence can feel safe when it is calm and intentional. But silence can also feel unsafe when it is avoidance. The difference is felt immediately. One is grounded, the other is tense. Learn to sit in silence without retreating. Learn to pause without withdrawing. This quiet strength builds confidence in others. Confidence, real confidence, is not loud. It does not rush. It does not compete. It allows space. When you allow space, others feel free to be honest. And honesty deepens trust faster than agreement ever could. Think about how you handle disagreement, not whether you win, but how you behave. Do you respect the other person's dignity? Do you stay focused on the issue instead of the person? Do you remain open to learning something new? People trust those who can disagree without damaging the relationship. This shows maturity, and maturity invites responsibility. Responsibility is often given before it is explained. Someone hands you a task, a decision, a confidence. They do this because something in your behavior suggested readiness. Not brilliance, readiness. The readiness that comes from showing up consistently, from managing yourself well, from not needing to be chased. Being dependable is not glamorous. It is repetitive. It is boring to those who seek excitement, but to those who seek safety and progress, it is priceless. Dependability tells people they can relax around you, and relaxation is where trust lives. Notice how often people rush to speak when silence appears. They fill space with noise because silence feels threatening. But a calm pause shows self-control. It shows thoughtfulness. It shows you are not reacting, but responding. These pauses may seem small, but they communicate stability. Stability does not mean rigidity. It means balance. You can be flexible without being inconsistent. You can adapt without losing direction. People trust those who can adjust course while keeping principles intact. Principles are quiet guides. They do not shout. They do not impress. They simply direct behavior when emotions are high. When you act from principle, people may not agree with every decision, but they will understand it. Understanding builds trust more reliably than approval. Ask yourself, what principles guide your daily behavior? Not your stated values, but your practiced ones. The ones revealed when you are tired, when you are under pressure, when no one is checking. These are the real ones. Strengthen them there. Time will test you. It always does. Trust is not built in a week or a month. It is built across seasons, through repetition, through predictability, through calm responses to chaos. If you stay the course, something important happens. People stop watching you closely. They stop preparing for disappointment. That is trust. And with trust comes influence, not forced influence, not dramatic influence, but quiet influence. People listen when you speak. They consider your words. They seek your perspective. Not because you demanded it, but because your history earned it. Influence like this carries responsibility. Do not rush to use it. Do not enjoy it too much. Stay grounded. Stay consistent. Remember that trust can weaken if neglected. It is built daily and maintained daily, not through fear, but through care. Care shows in how you follow up, how you remember, how you notice changes in others, how you respect boundaries. Care does not mean fixing. It means paying attention. Attention, given steadily, builds connection. Connection builds trust. Eventually, you realize this daily practice changes how you see the world. You stop expecting trust to appear magically. You stop blaming others for withholding it. You understand the law. Trust follows behavior, always, without exception. And that understanding brings peace. You no longer chase outcomes. You focus on conduct. You stop worrying about being trusted and start living in a way that deserves it. This removes tension. It simplifies decisions. It clarifies priorities. This is the calm strength people respond to. The strength that does not need recognition. The strength that speaks through action. The strength that remains when circumstances change. So do this daily. Keep your word in small things. Give full attention. Correct yourself quietly. Choose discipline over mood. Protect your focus. Move patiently. Listen more than you speak. Act from principle. Stay consistent when it would be easier to shift. Day after day, this way of living shapes you. And as it shapes you, people around you feel it. They trust you not because you tried to earn it, but because your presence makes trust the natural response. That is how trust grows. Calmly, gradually, inevitably.